Hey, Matt here with Boosted Bronco Garage. Wanted to show you a little bit about the transfer case shifter when we're using a Dana 20 for this Ecoboost swap. So we're going to flip the camera around here in a second, show you some details. All right, what you see is this again is a Gen 1 6 or 80 trans with a Dana 20 transfer case on the back end. This one's not cleaned up very much, you can see yet. We're using this as a bit of a mule. It'll get cleaned up and a ground up resto here probably within the next year. But for now, I just wanted to highlight the T-case shifter that we use for these swaps. You've got a couple of options with the Dana 20. You can go with a cable setup, or you can go with this linkage type shifter. Both are twin sticks. The challenge with using the factory shifter is because the transfer case here gets clocked to a different position, so it gets rotated up this way, clockwise if you're viewing it from the back, and it would make it to where that J-shift shifter would be pointed somewhat sideways. Plus having a bracket to mount it here on the trans would be pretty challenging. So it's easy enough to use these newer twin stick style shifters. Basically what we've done here is trim off the end of the shift levers, or the shift rails, excuse me, and we do that in a couple of places. Basically the way I like to do it is with the T-case in neutral. I like to line up the sticks, and so you mount the T-case here where you can see on the back side of the adapter going into the Dana 20. And then you size where you want to cut back the shift rails based on the sticks being vertical in the neutral position. You got to be careful not to remove too much, because when you shift the T-case into four-wheel drive, you don't want to make contact with the housing of the transfer case. So this is about as far as you can go. Let me shift it back into neutral, and then 2x4. If you can see here, just on the back side of this shift rail, there's a little bit of the steel plate that was part of that J shift gateway, if you will, and so a little bit of that gets left on the back side that was welded. Alternatively, you can get new shift rails for these that already are sized and have the appropriate hole drilled in them to where you can use those. That requires a complete rebuild of the T-case though. We didn't want to quite go there for this mock-up. So again, just wanted to show you what we're using here. It's a pretty good setup. It looks nice, it's functional, and serves its purpose pretty much. So signing off here on the T-case stuff.